Hello, my humans, and welcome to Music Today. You have a sub, so I want to go over expectations, I can statements, and what you're going to do today. So let's start with those expectations. They're up on my board to your left. If you notice, it says respect yourself, others, and the property of all. It's my way of saying be nice. If you can't be nice, the sub will help you. If that doesn't work, then the sub will write down your name, and you and I will have a conversation about being nice on Monday. So just be awesome. Okay, I can statements today. You're going to perform with accurate notes and rhythm, and you're going to listen actively and make connections. So let's start with that listen actively and make connections. Yesterday, we introduced American music and the foundations of it by talking about ragtime and Scott Joplin. We did a little discussion on the Roaring Twenties, and we're going to continue that today with the discussion of the jazz era. So I have a short video for you to watch over the jazz era. Let's get that started.
But jazz is like love. It's something we recognize when we encounter it. It's very hard to define.
One of the hallmarks of jazz is improvisation. And so you're responding to lots of things, ideas that you have in your head, things that you know, things that are coming at you in a millisecond. You really want to lose yourself in the music, and you don't know what's coming out of you. But the only thing that's coming out of you is what's inside of you.
Jazz expresses core American values: freedom, risk-taking, cultural diversity, innovation, creative collaboration, and democracy.
When you see me coming, baby, raise your window up high.
In a democracy, everybody gets a vote. In a good jazz band, everybody gets a voice.
It's inclusive. And I think that's the wonderful thing about jazz, but also about this country, is that we all have the opportunity to have a voice. And to me, jazz epitomizes that.
You better hang your head and cry.
By the turn of the 20th century, New Orleans had long been a veritable cultural melting pot. Out of that unique culture would be born a new form of African American music, a blend of African, Latin, and European forms and styles. This music would be called jazz.
In the early days, jazz was played primarily by African American musicians, and they often played it in the red light districts of New Orleans.
In 1917, the military closed the New Orleans red light district. But by that time, the music had caught the attention of a young man who lived in the neighborhood. His name was Louis Armstrong, and he would go on to become a sensation in New Orleans. Jazz was one of the most innovative and original forms of African American cultural expression. Yet, the first jazz recording was made by an all-white band from New Orleans. Their songs sold over 1 million copies and introduced a watered-down form of jazz to a broader American audience. But it was a group of black soldiers who would take jazz itself to an international audience.
During World War I, James Reese Europe was a leader in the Harlem Hellfighters, a segregated troop of African American soldiers, but he was also a very gifted musician and composer. He started a band of black military men who played the new music throughout Europe, and even after the war was over, that band continued to spread jazz throughout the Western world.
With the talents of pioneers such as Buddy Bolden and Jelly Roll Morton, Bessie Smith and Mamie Smith, as well as Armstrong and Ellington, the music became so popular that the Roaring Twenties came to be known as the Jazz Age. From its humble and controversial origins, jazz had become the first original, sophisticated instrumental music in American history.
I don't think you can go through thinking about American music without touching on jazz and realizing that at some point jazz is what created R&B, is what led to rock and roll, is what led to the songs that you can listen to in your car today.
It has influenced language. It has influenced fashion. It has influenced social interaction.
Jazz and culture are inextricably linked. You can't tell the story of America without jazz. Jazz is America, and America is jazz.
I hope you enjoyed that video. We are going to take the information about the jazz era and go one step forward today. You are going to get an article called The Jazz Era. You're going to read through it, and then you are going to create 5 questions that you take from the article that you read. So as I'm reading through the article, I'm going to underline or circle things that I think are important. So for example, if I think, I'm reading through and I underline or circle this sentence, it says, as African Americans migrated to northern cities like Chicago and New York in search of a better opportunities, they brought jazz and blues with them. If I think that sentence is important, I'm going to later turn it into a question. So my question might be, what cities did African Americans migrate to and bring jazz and blues with them? So I'd write that down as my question. And then as my answer, you can see I would put down Chicago and New York. So I would write for my answer, the correct answer, Chicago and New York. And then I would fill in some incorrect answers, like maybe like Indianapolis and Columbus, or whatever other ones I want to use. You'll see why the incorrect answers are important next week when we take a look at what you completed with this assignment. You may not use that question now because I just gave it to you. So you're going to read the article, this right here, underline or circle important facts, and then create 5 questions from the article. You'll give your correct answers, and then you'll create 3 incorrect answers. When you are finished, you will go to your Music Canvas page and click here for your assignment today. Okay. And you are going to be playing a white key song. So that's songs that are on the white keys. You'll have a short little video that you will be watching to help you. This will set your hands where you need them to go. So you'll watch the video, and then you're going to select either Teeter Totter Fun, Climbing the Bars, Early to Bed, or The Mysterious Hippopotamus to play. And those songs can be found on the Music Canvas homepage. So if I click on the homepage, you can find those songs. You just got to select one to learn how to play. So if you look here, there is Climbing the Bars, Teeter Totter Fun, Early to Bed, and The Mysterious Hippopotamus. So they are all there on the screen for you. Once you are done with learning to play one of those songs, then you're going to go back and click here for your assignment today. And there are links to Bookit to answer some questions about the jazz unit. So I'll scroll down. And there you go. You can click any of these links to play the Bookit. It does not matter which one. So let's quickly recap. 1, you are going to read the article and create 5 questions along with 1 correct answer and 3 incorrect for each question. Then you are going to learn to play one of the white key songs on the keyboard. You'll use this video here to help you find where to place your hands. And then when you're done with that, you are going to do 1 or maybe even more, depending on the time, of these Bookits. I hope you have a great time with the sub, and I will see you guys all on Monday. Don't forget that you will receive an announcement today with your e-learning assignment. So you make sure you click on that tomorrow. It's super easy. You're just playing a Bookit. All right. Have a wonderful day. See you Monday.